Welcome, everyone, to the New Life Family Ministry Podcast. I am Pastor Justin, and joining me is...
Pastor Gabe. It's good to see you guys
Yeah.
on video.
Yes.
And if you're listening on audio, bonus to you as well.
Yes, we decided to just do video this time, so a little
try it
bonus
out.
for you. We'll try it out. But we're glad you're joining us. This is our newsletter podcast where we have all the information from family ministry, so kids and youth all in one place. And so we're really excited.
Yeah, but before we start talking about what's going to be happening and all the fun things and events, we like to take a moment to have a spiritual reflection for the month. And so this month, we're going to be reading a passage out of Mark. And so it's going to be Mark 1:35 through 36. And it says this: "In the morning, while it was still very dark, he got up and he went out to a deserted place, and there he prayed. And Simon and his companions hunted for him."
Awesome. Thanks for reading, Pastor
You're
Gabe.
welcome.
Jesus was persistent about finding solitude. He was persistent about finding a place of rest. We see in the Gospels all these stories of Jesus performing miracles, but we often neglect these moments where he gets away from the crowd. He gets away even from his disciples to find a place of rest. And I think it's important for us to know that we too need to find a place of rest, a place of solitude. If Jesus, the Son of God, both God and man, had to do that, we ourselves have to do it for sure. And the reason is because a lot of us feel that we are hunted down by the demands of life. I feel this way. I'm sure Pastor Gabe feels this way. And the older you get, I feel the more responsibility you have, the more, kids maybe you have, and all these things are important and necessary for life. But sometimes if we're not intentional about finding a place of rest, an intentional place, even if it's just 10 minutes or, however long, if we're not intentional about that, we will live our life centered around these demands versus centered around God and his calling for us. Because you look at Jesus's life, you think about all the people that wanted him to do certain things for them. He had all this pressure to perform. Yet he himself had to not be centered around other people's demands for him, but he had to be centered around God's call on his life, his Father, what he was asking for him to do. And so in the same way, I believe we are called to do that. And so this summer, I want to challenge you to find a weekly, a monthly, and then one summer rhythm where you can get away and find rest, find solitude. If you have 5 children, and that's very difficult to do, maybe it's just 10 minutes before your kids wake up or whatever it is, whatever you can find to find that rest, just be intentional about it, because I think if we live out of the demand of others, we'll lose a sort of center of our calling from God, and it'll be just about everyone else and not about what God is calling us to do and to be. And I believe when we find those places with rest and solitude, I think all the things that we have demanding us our attention, we can be better in those spaces for our kids, for our family, and for our workplace, whatever it is, because we're living out of our God-centered identity versus out of who we need to be for everyone else.
Yeah, that's good. And what stood out to me was hunted by the demands of life. That's a pretty intense phrase. I mean, it's right in the passage that Simon and his companions were hunting for Jesus because they wanted to find him. So that just connection there, I feel like we all can definitely relate to that. And it resonated with me when you said that. So whatever form or capacity that might be, even like taking a shower sometimes feels like the best silence and solitude.
Oh, man.
So parents out there, give your spouse the ability to take a shower by themselves or to just be alone,
shower.
to garden outside or mow or any of those things.
Yeah.
Those things can too be a moment of rest, even though it is something that you're obligated to do and have to get done.
Yeah.
So, hunted by the demands of life. That's good.
It's good. I like that translation. That's the NRSV
Nice.
translation.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks, Pastor Justin. Thanks for sharing that. And such a good reminder for everyone. We can continue to find rest. And so with that, we're looking at some of the things that we're going to be talking about in elementary and preschool and our kids side of things. And so for elementary in the month of June, we just moved out of a month of prayer. We've been talking about prayer, the Lord's Prayer. And so we're moving now in elementary, talking about the theme of walking in love, and specifically walking in the best love, God's love, and to not only just walk in His love and just absorb His love, but how can we then demonstrate His love to others? And the only way we can do that is if we first experience God's love. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be looking at 1 Corinthians 13:13, as Paul writes, the greatest of these of faith, hope, and love is love. And so we're talking about love. And in preschool, they're going to be talking about Samuel and his life and how Samuel's importance in God's big story is revealed. So they have some great illustrations that Miss Barb uses. And then our babies and toddlers are just continued to be prayed for every time they come into our nursery and our toddler room. They get to have fun with our team, and our team is just awesome. As they get to care for your babies and your toddlers. We're so thankful for our amazing team that cares for them. So that's what's going on in kids, what's happening in youth.
Yes, in youth, I'm so excited because we're beginning a new series called Act 2, and it's a little bit of play on words there. It is Acts. We're in the book of Acts, and it's following after Jesus' resurrection. So the second part of the story, we see Jesus' life, and then now he calls his church. And so we'll begin with the Great Commission, and we'll go through the first 5 chapters of the book of Acts. And I'm excited because Pastor Bob Roberts will be speaking on that first week.
Nice.
And he'll be talking on the Great Commission. And so I'm very excited about that. And we'll have some different speakers. Nicole Ellerton will be speaking.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know her, right?
Yeah.
She'll be speaking, and then we'll talk about some other topics in there. And I wanted to highlight, though, we had some graduates this last Sunday that are graduated, and we honored and celebrated. And so I wanted to read those names: Bridget Dews, Lucas Fisher, John Pringle, Stephen Ezigby, Elisha Welch, and Victoria Cedric. We are so excited for you, and we want to wish you a congratulations for graduating.
Yeah. Awesome. So fun. So those are the things that we're talking about, what we're sharing, what we're learning, how we're growing deep in the things of God. And then we have some upcoming events. So let's go through those and just talk about them real quick.
Yes, I'll start us off. Yeah. We have a lot of young families who attend our church, and we were thinking, what are some fun ways we can connect this summer? And so on the calendar, we put some dates of just a park day to just come to the park and hang out, no pressure. There's no main event happening, just there with our younger kids. So it's for young families to come, and we'll be meeting at Russ Park. And our first meetup is the first weekend of June. I don't have it down. June 8th?
June 8th.
June 8th, yes.
June 8th.
It's June 8th at Russ Park from 3 to 5 p.m. So it'll be a great time for young families to just hang out and be together.
Yeah, which leads us to Vacation Bible School coming up at the end of June, June 24th through the 26th, 9 a.m. to noon in the morning for preschoolers to 5th grade. And so bring your kids to VBS. We're going to be talking about God's truth and how it holds strong through the ages, just like this rock that is at Breaker Rock Beach in New Zealand.
We got to see that rock.
It's a real place. It is a real place.
We should visit.
And so I'll make sure to scan the QR code that's in the newsletter so that you can register your kids, register your neighbors' kids, bring them on out. And if you would like to help serve, it would be great to have you partner with us. So you can scan that same QR code and just make sure to register as a volunteer and not as a child. Okay, sound good? But June 24th through the 26th is VBS, which leads into our family night that happens on Wednesday night after VBS. So on the 26th, we're just going to have a family night of just fun, some food, games, all that fun stuff. Ice cream.
Lippy's Ice Cream is going to be there.
Ice cream is going to be there. So we'll have a blast just hanging out and enjoying each other's presence.
Yeah.
And that's what prophetic community is all about. And so that's going to be Wednesday, June 26th.
Our next event is Deeply Rooted. This is our youth summer discipleship program. And we've done this now for 3 or 4 years, and I'm excited for this year as we'll have time for weekly discipleship, 1 day a week here at the church where students can register, enroll. It is $60 to enroll, but it is about 6 or 7 days throughout the summer where we really take intensive look at Scripture and our practices and grow closer to Christ. And we'll cap it off with probably a trip to Cedar Point or something fun like that. We usually like to do that.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're excited. So make sure to register before June 26th. and those students will be serving at our VBS and starting that week.
Awesome. Well, the heat is cranking up outside, which
yeah.
means summer obviously is here or almost here. And as we get further into the summer, as it gets hotter, we have our Water Blast event on a Wednesday night. For kids and youth, we're going to have it on the same night, which is going to be July 24th at 6:30 p.m. So make sure to wear your bathing suits, bring some towels.
Yes, bring towels.
It's going to be a nice warm day. We'll have the giant slip and slide out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have the boat that you can ride down the slip and
that's
slide.
so fun.
All the fun stuff. It'll be what it is, a blast, a
It'll
water
be a blast.
blast.
It'll be a blast.
So we're looking forward to that.
Yes. All right, Pastor Gabe. Thanks for those upcoming events.
Yes, you're welcome.
What are some other things that we're looking forward to here?
Yeah. Also, we continue to prioritize Sunday school, which happens every single Sunday at 10:20. And so make sure to come out to Sunday school. And if you're participating in Sunday school, your kids are in it, check the newsletter because it shows which memory verses they're learning and what biblical genres they're learning or what books of the Bible that they're memorizing. And so make sure to take a look at that.
Yeah. And before we go, if you've made it this far to the end, you know that we have a trivia question for you.
Trivia question.
And I'm very intrigued because I don't know what the question is.
Here it is.
Let's go.
All right. So since summer is here, vacation, the sun is out. It's no longer gloomy. The sun is shining. We have to break out the sunscreen, okay?
Ooh.
And so on the sunscreen bottle, there are some numbers and some letters. Maybe it would be 50 SPF, maybe 20, maybe 100 SPF. I don't know if that's possible.
I think there is
but
100.
The question for today is, what does SPF stand for? All right, and if you're in elementary, let me know what it stands for. Tell me, and you will get a prize.
I actually don't.
Box.
I don't know this one.
Oh wow! Well, don't look because I have it on the. I have it on the notes of what it stands for.
I'm going to start S for super.
Super. Yes.
That's my first guess at S. I'm curious to see who knows this answer.
SPF, what is it? Let me know.
And if you do know it and you didn't have to look online, maybe you can get a bonus.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'd be impressive.
Bonus. Maybe we'll send you to Breaker Rock Beach.
A non-Google search.
Answer. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us. And we're so grateful to serve in family ministry here at New Life and serve your families. We love your families and we love our church. And so until next month, we'll see you later.